complained of the impunity of former CSs. Mr. Speaker, the CSs were not honoring summons from either this House and probably the National Assembly. But I'm happy that the President provided a solution by asking this House to amend its standing orders so that they can be coming in front of this House to answer questions on matters, development, or the portfolios that they represent. Mr. Speaker, there was a question on whether that is possible. I want to put across a question so that as we deliberate this issue, maybe it's going to provide guidance. Mr. Speaker, this House, and especially the previous Senate, I think will go down in history as the one that had so many impeachments. Mr. Speaker, I recall in those impeachments, we used to have strangers in the House. We used to have lawyers who were even interacting with honorable senators through point of orders. We had governors who came to this Senate and they were answering questions. So, Mr. Speaker, as we look at the issue of the CSs coming to this House, probably there is a way. And I don't believe that being given this an olive branch, the olive branch extended to us, we should call the CSs strangers. Mr. Speaker, it is known that the CS for Finance always appear in front of the National Assembly to read the budget. Do we call him a stranger at that particular time? Yet he appears before us. So, Mr. Speaker, I think there is a way so that we can have an opportunity to grill and ask questions to the CSs, because sometimes the reason why they don't listen or they don't honor the summons, maybe they have no respect for the committees. But when you're called by the House, I believe no one would want to refuse to come. Mr. Speaker, the same should be replicated in county assemblies, in county governments, whereby the CECs should also appear in front of MCAs. Mr. Speaker, I'm a former CEC in Kiambu County Government, and I think the Senate should use me as a case study, because I've worked in both the legislation as an MCA and later on in a different government as a CEC. And I tell you, Mr. Speaker, when you invite the CECs or the CSs at the committee level, they rarely give their all, because you will find people there who are interested and you only need to talk to a chair and everything is okay. But when you invite them to the House, they will have respect for every senator, devoid of which committee each senator is. Mr. Speaker, there's something I lacked in the President's address, which I would want to put across. If you remember in 1913, or to inform this House in 1913, the white settlers or the colonials, the British colony, formed or called for a meeting to investigate why the Kikuyus or Kenyans had refused to attend to the farms of these white settlers. Mr. Speaker, after they did this investigation, they realized that people didn't feel like appearing in front of the white settlers